This is NTS Radio.
Everybody, good morning. It is Wednesday, the 26th of April. Is it? Yes, Wednesday the 26th of April, and you're tuned into the sounds of the NTS Breakfast Show, live for the next 2 hours. A big shout out to the early bird with Spirit Blue today. Unfortunately, I think they got a bit cut off at the end. Sorry, Tommy, booted you right off. But I was locked in for the last hour or so, and it was particularly nice today, so I definitely encourage you to listen back to that tomorrow when it's up on the archive. Oh, how's everyone doing out there? How's your Wednesday going so far? Are you up and at 'em? Are you just easing in? Did your kids keep you up all night? What's going on? I'm feeling good. I'm about to have a coffee, which I really need. Before the lovely Joe Pera is going to be joining me today. If you're not familiar with Joe, we'll get into it a bit later when he arrives, but he's an American comedian and writer, and he's, by all accounts, a lovely man. So he'll be coming and talking in his soothing tones later in the show. Kicked off with a very short piece of music that's from the soundtrack of one of his programs on Adult Swim. And this is a song called Mountaintops by Kevin McCormick. And this is Poinciana by Ahmed Jamal. Oh, some very nice Wednesday morning activities. Someone saying on a train going through the Irish countryside, so obviously I'm looking at my phone the entire time. Very nice. Someone saying morning from sunny Tromsø, just got back from an amazing trip to Senja. Out kayaking, got to see loads of birds and seals, but no puffins, maybe next time. Someone off to Belfast after making half the journey to Dublin. Someone coming back and forth from Sheffield where they're moving. Oh, goodness. Someone cycling to the day job, very nice. Oh, and out to Mary Poppers at the gym for the first time in 2 years. Love to hear that. Well done, well done. That one is Bob the Bob. It's by John Lurie or Lounge Lizards. The one before by Quartetto M. Chai. Song is called Abre Alas. And this one, Steve Beresford. Lots of people in the chat room giving me some tips of things to ask Joe, some queries that they want to hear him talk about. So if you would like to submit something, come and say hello. It's in the top right-hand corner of the website. Or, they've got you covered in there, so it should be fine.
Take me out of my backdrop of all this present business, this crowded world of clouds and crowds. I'm not trying to be sentimental, but I don't want to disappear. Give me elbow room for all my comfortable gestures, and I will love you too in my kissing shirt. Which can fit me fine. Every structure seems to suit me with my comfortable gestures. Just what I've been looking for, which I can carry well in the morning, and which can carry me as well into the night. Makes me feel at home, and the doors snap open and shut. There's always lots of room in my pockets, chez-moi. And I will love you too, and we'll make comfortable gestures. The light is right for a little vibration of colors.
Take a stroll through your mind sometime. You'll be surprised at what you might find. Ooh, take a stroll through your mind sometime. You'll be surprised at what you might find. Yeah. People, I got sunshine on a cloudy day. I've got sunshine, sunshine on a cloudy house. People are grooving, me and myself. I'm just grooving, me and myself. Oh, yeah, a stroll through your mind sometime. You'd be surprised what you might find. Take a stroll through your mind sometime. You'd be surprised what you might find. Yeah, just a little. Calling on the groove to give me a little hope, hope. Calling on the groove to give me a little hope, hope. Yeah, hope, hope. Yeah, hope, hope. Yeah, whoop. Take out your crayons and your coloring book and color me good. Yeah. My mind is sleeping, but I'm wide awake. Out to the circus, yeah, we're the sideshow, you dig? 'Cause you people look at us like we're free. Ding dong, ding, ain't no big thing.
There is no young, there is no old. Reach out and touch your soul.
Tell me, have you ever been underground? Hold on, nice and slow. Here we go. Seems like every Monday morning I've got the blues. And every Tuesday, listen, I get some bad news. Listen, Wednesday's worse, 'cause I ain't got a dime to my name. I done worked so hard all week. Thursday, my body is racked with pain. Here come the good part. Friday, the eagle flies, and so do I. I wonder, do you hear me when I said the eagle flies on Friday, and so do I. Yeah, just music. be surprised at what you might find. Take a stroll through your mind sometime. You'll be surprised at what you might find. Yeah.
And that one by The Temptations. Such a good song. It's off Psychedelic Shack. The song is called Take a Stroll Through Your Mind. Is The Artichoke That Loved Me by Cleaners from Venus. Such a good song. If you've just tuned in, you're listening to the NTS Breakfast Show with me, Flo, and guest Joe Pera en route. Be here in a minute, I'm sure. He's a writer, comedian, and the chat room are giving me some questions to ask him. So far, we've got topics like sweet corn on pizza and, I don't know, walking in graveyards and things like that. So we'll see how he gets on with that. Oh, and in the meantime, we're also talking a bit about the Premier League. Oh my goodness, huge game tonight. Jeez, I saw my beloved Palace crumble yesterday. What can you do? What can you do? It's been good for a while. Had to go back to the old ways. This one, I Love You by Spaceman 3. anthem, of course, reminded me of my brief dalliance with Brentford football team. Oh, if you don't know, in the English Premier League of football, whatever teams, and I only got into football properly a year or so ago, and a friend of mine, I was picking a team, and my friend is a big Palace fan, so I went with him to a game, and then I was like, great, this is my team, and I was feeling good. And then a little team named Brentford, which is where I grew up, were sort of making their way up the table, having a really good season, and I had a bit of a brief flirtation with them. Anyway, I'm back. It was just a momentary blip, so I'm sticking with my team. It's good to test the waters, just in case there's something better for you out there, but no, I've found my team now. The last one was Spaceman 3. The song is called I Love You, and this one, Deep Sleep by the B-52s. And we're joined now in the studio by lovely Joe Pera. Hello, Joe.
Hi, thanks for having me this morning.
Thank you so much for coming. How are you doing this morning?
Pretty good. I took a bike ride here. It's very nice. The cars are much nicer here than in New York City. I feel like I would have been killed 5 times in New York this morning, but I don't know. They're very respectful of bikers here.
Okay. That's not generally the... I feel like London cyclists will disagree with you, but that's nice to hear.
No, really. I feel like I'm kind of having fun jaywalking in London because I do have a trust that they're not going to hit me. And that's not the case in New York. So I feel, I don't know, it feels slightly politer traffic.
Okay. And you can live on the edge a bit more here.
Oh yeah, I was jumping off curbs with my Lime bike and everything like that. It was really wild ride here.
Sick. You got to be careful on those limeys.
It was like you could have put ET in the front of my Lime scooter. It would have been soaring through the air.
And you're here in town doing some live shows and stuff, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm at the Soho Theater for this is my second week, and yeah, it's been great. Been able to spend time doing stuff in London and exploring around a bit. So it's been a really nice time.
Perfect. How have the crowds been?
Really good. Surprisingly, I don't know, maybe you could tell me, but like the Monday night crowds the past 2 weeks have been extremely good, which is kind of a surprise, but both weeks they've been some of the best crowds, and I don't know why.
That's great. I feel like, I guess English people are famously polite, but I don't know if that's necessarily the case at comedy shows. I've seen people heckle.
Same as the traffic, people are polite and have been polite at the shows. Like I do some crowd work, and it's been taken. Having to ask a little bit to get them into it. Mm-hmm. It's I think that they just don't want to be rude or say the wrong thing, which I don't know. When you get some of the crowds in the U.S. have not been as concerned about saying the wrong thing, which is fine and fun, but it's just a small difference I've noticed.
Okay, good. I'm glad that you've had a nice time so far in my country.
Yes, yeah. No, it's been good.
And have you done much? We were just talking before you arrived, talking about football or soccer, I guess, for you. Are you a fan?
As much as the average American, I watch the World Cup and then that's it. Okay,
classic. You haven't partaken in an English tradition yet of watching a Premier League match in the pub?
Not yet. There's I think a Manchester City versus Fulham game that considering going to on Saturday, but the tickets are like $250.
It's messed up.
Yeah.
It's messed up.
So most people just watch it on TV.
Yeah, or at the pub, yeah. Big game tonight, you should watch.
Who's that?
City Arsenal.
Man City's playing tonight too?
Uh-huh. Oh. Big game of the season, some would say.
Love that tall Scandinavian guy.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
Terrifying man.
Is he spotted going out in London and stuff? Or,
not that I know of.
No. So he hasn't gotten sucked into the UK party lifestyle yet?
I guess not. You know, I watched a documentary actually about him, and he's really young. He's like 22 or something.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how he's such a sort of weirdo. He's trying to like maximize his physical potential. And there's this bit where they show his water, and he runs his water from the tap through this like 8 different pipes into a filtration system. He eats hearts and livers only. He's like a real sort of machine. So I don't think he would go out and get fucked up and drink.
No.
His body is a temple.
Not unless you got some beef hearts at the club. You could serve it one of those champagne buckets on ice.
with the sparkler in it when it gets brought out.
yeah. Ladies, gather around. We've got some organ meats coming to your table.
Oh, God. All right, let's listen to another song. This one, Lady of the Lake by Jade Warrior. Have you got tea? Need anything?
Yeah.
All right.
Good.
Sunset bound
pulls back, starting to rain. Nobody saw it, nobody was sure, but someone's to blame. Street is as gray as the faces of the crowd. Hero is the one on the floor. Officer is saying, will you please stand back? Crowd calls out for more. The note in his hand, ink begins to run. 4 words are all it takes to say, dear anyone, I'm Eddie. Washes away. 4 words escape into the gutter with the rain.
4 seconds. Ready? Come on then.
Say, up Jump City. Crowd begins to cheer. The camera looks tight. Director looks pleased. He's got a winner here. Turn off the lights and another day. At the back of the crowd, a shadow walks away. Hey,
Thank you, everybody. That's all for today. Good night. Same time tomorrow, right? Pardon? Yeah, and you.
I've loved you, girl, like a planet. I could have changed your heart to a star. But it really doesn't matter at all. No, it really doesn't matter at all. Life's a guide. Could have built a house on the ocean. I could have placed our love in the sky. But it really doesn't matter at all. No, it really doesn't matter at all. Life's a guide. Could have turned you into a priestess. I could have burned your fate in the sand. But it really doesn't matter at all. No, it really doesn't matter at all. Life's a guide. But it really doesn't matter at all. No, it really doesn't matter at all. Life's a guess. I hope it's gonna last. as a guide.
So, Joe, the chat room, who you're sort of familiarising yourself with over on the big screen over there.
Yep, I see a frog.
Yes, classic. They've before you arrived, I said you were coming, and some people said that they had some things that they wanted me to ask you. So,
Sure.
Is it okay if I ask you one of those things?
Sure.
So, you made a TV show about going to sleep, and it was called.
Joe Pera talks you to sleep. I like to keep things straightforward as possible.
Nice. And the concept was, maybe you can say.
Yeah, it's just like quiet jokes and nice music that people could fall asleep to. It was originally for Adult Swim's 4 a.m. slot, and I was doing a version of it on stage, so it just kind of, it just made sense to try. And that's kind of what led to the show, and I think kind of established the whole tone for the show. Now, yeah.
And do you yourself have trouble falling asleep?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I find actually when I'm making the show or like sleep material, that's when I have the most trouble falling asleep myself. Like I'm doing a podcast version of it now called Drifting Off with Joe Pera, and it seems like the weeks when I write those episodes are the hardest times that I have fallen asleep.
Would you ever enlist your own help and listen to your own show?
No, the last thing I want to hear when I fall asleep is my own voice. I want to hear somebody else's voice.
Well, that was the question from a listener. They wanted to know, when you have trouble sleeping, what do you turn to?
I don't know. Reading a book, honestly, is the best way to...
That'll send me right off.
Yeah, that's good. I don't know. I should say that once in a while a Benadryl.
Okay, yeah, very helpful, yeah.
Yeah, or an Advil PM, or just, I think reading and I don't know. I really, what I know about it, I put into the show and the types of music, and I will listen to music that Ryan has made for the show. That does help, but I don't want to hear my own voice. That'd be insane.
It would be truly insane, actually. Yeah. I tried to select, when I was getting some music together for the show last night, I tried to select sort of... I mean, it's difficult because it's a breakfast show right now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the opposite of sending people to sleep. It's like a get up and go.
Yeah, we don't want London to be off its game today.
Yeah, everyone just conked out at their desk.
Yeah.
But I tried to select music that I felt was like somewhere in the middle. Because I guess that's when you're doing, your show and it's topics to send people to sleep, you have to find the balance between something that's interesting enough to listen to at the beginning, but not scintillating enough that it will keep you awake.
That's the challenge, kind of, is walking that line. You want it to be interesting for a bit and kind of relax them throughout, but then by the end, that's when... Hopefully, by the end of the 15-20 minute episode, that's when they'll drift off. But I think it's like a full... We try and... I don't know. We don't have it down to a science. That would be weird, too. But there's just... we kind of go by just what settles us versus what is too high energy. And, yeah, I don't... Yeah.
Had you been told before you made the show that your voice suited this type of work?
That's how it started. I did always the kind of same type of humor, but then my one friend, Nate Fernald, said, you should do a cassette tape where you talk people to sleep, and then I started working on jokes in that direction on on stage, and then turned it into a full stage show, and that's what kind of provided the material for the original special.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, but the cassette tape was never made, so still gotta get to that.
Oh, it's good to have something to aim for in the future.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't know. It's always just what feels right is what goes into the show, or what I'm fascinated by.
Tomatoes.
I do have plans for an episode on those in the future.
I love them.
Yeah?
Yeah, I grow them a lot myself.
Oh, nice. It's a little too early to get them planted here, right?
I've got them on the windowsill.
Really? Nice. So you're going from seeds?
Going straight from the seed.
Nice. What varieties are we doing?
These ones are Datarini tomatoes. Ever had one?
No.
They're sort of like a... Imagine a cherry tomato, but it went through a sort of... You know in a medieval torture device, you get stretched?
Yeah, sure.
Imagine a cherry tomato went on one of those.
Oh, so like a little raindrop version of it.
Exactly.
Okay.
An elongated cherry tomato. Very sweet.
Yeah.
Very deep red.
What do you do with them?
Anything you want. They're juicy enough to make a passata, but they're crisp enough for a sandwich.
That's great. And you're focusing on those this summer?
Oh yes, I would call them a high-ticket item because they're very expensive to buy in the supermarket. And that's my favourite thing to grow. Yeah. Because I love a bargain.
It's nice. It's a visually pleasing thing to grow too. And, they don't, I don't know. It's hard to screw them up too bad if, yeah, I guess
You plant them too close together.
That's true.
Game over.
That's true. But just like the cherry tomatoes, it's like, you just pick them and eat them if you want. You get a quick reward. And once they're going, they keep going. So it's so fun. That's fun.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah. It's just with the bigger tomatoes, it's just like, once you see them getting good, then you just kind of are constantly worried if a rabbit or squirrel is going to get at them. That's what the cherry tomatoes, they're grown and ripe real quick. Yeah. But that's nice. Yeah. But yeah.
Basic. Huh? You seen it? Say something. You know, put all these videos together. All of them that we made, I'm put them all together. As we get older and older and older. Yeah, I love a bunch of videos. Stop fucking looking at me. Say something. Baby. Look at our video. Look at the video. It's recording right now. Babe. Babe. This is my boyfriend that I I've been waiting for. Say something. You know, put all these videos together, all of them that we made, and put them all together. As we get older and older and older.
This one is Gary Newman's version of Twa Gymnopédie, the Eric Satie song. But Joe, our lovely guest, if you've just tuned in, you're listening to the NTS Breakfast Show with me, Flo, and today's guest, Joe Pera. But Joe's got a song that he's selected.
Yeah, figured just a little bit something more upbeat. Which one are we doing?
The one that you walk out to.
Oh, yeah. This song, I've been listening to the show before my show past few nights. Figured maybe the morning show was going in too chill of a direction. Figured get everybody pumped up for the day.
And this is what you listen to pump you up.
Yeah, definitely.
Before you go on stage.
Yeah, the past few nights, and then we did it was kind of served as inspiration for a piece that we did in the TV show during the adventures of Otto in the last season about a turtle who's a detective. We kind of used it as inspiration for his theme, and it was kind of like our temp track in there, and we were having a fun time watching the turtle drive a car to this song, but eventually we swapped it out. But it's still always, I really like this song a lot.
Is it, before you go on stage?
Yeah.
Is it something, do you need to psych yourself up? Do you find it a terrifying experience?
Depends. Sometimes, sometimes you need to calm yourself down. Sometimes you got to get yourself pumped up depending on how you're feeling. And Yeah, sometimes it's a coffee, sometimes it's a beer, whatever you need.
And sometimes it's Hosono.
Yes.
Perfect.
so puts air in one of his tires, which has a slow puncture, letting out air at a rate of 2 pounds per square inch per mile traveled. But the car is moving at 32 miles an hour, and he picks up a hitchhiker, B, who weighs 14 stone plus suitcase. If the hitchhiker B, who is a political activist, distributes leaflets from his suitcase, each of which weigh an ounce at the scale of 2 leaflets per person at every bus stop, and every vehicle on either side of them at every red traffic light during the journey, which includes 20 bus stops with an average 6 people per stop, 5 lorries each with a passenger, one of which they exchanged a Yorkie bar weighing an ounce for 12 of the leaflets, and 2 coaches each containing 51 people, 7 of which from one coach returned the leaflets, and 16 people from the other coach who asked for a further leaflet, each for a member of one of their families. Assuming that man A then had to travel a further 2.86 miles out of his way to drop off hitchhiker B, how late would man be in arriving at the office by 9:30? He still had 6 miles to travel, and his watch was running 23 minutes slow. But the clock at the office was running 2 minutes faster than his, but was in fact 17 minutes and 3 seconds ahead of the correct time, which was 2:30 in the morning in Caracas. If when 5 miles from the office he telephoned to his boss to apologize for being late, but was told by his boss C to pick up a package 2.63 miles away from his present location and deliver it to client D in Bristol by train by 4:30 that afternoon. And at the same time, Andy was mistakenly told to come to London to receive same package from Andy. Now Mandy's train 1 left 30 minutes late, but Mandy's train 2 left 5 minutes early. So when the trains passed each other, train 1 was traveling at 75 miles an hour to make up the lost time, and train 2 was traveling at 52 miles an hour. But Mandy reached Bristol earlier or later, according to his watch, which was now running 5 minutes slower than Mandy's would have been had he not got off the train and checked the correct time at a station between Bristol and London, and stopped to phone A's boss, man C, double-checked A would be there, meet him on, discover his mistake, catch next train 3 back to Bristol, which, unlike A's train 1, which stopped at 4 stations on the way for 6 minutes each stop, was an express train. A's train caught up with A's train 1 4 miles from Bristol as the trains drew alongside each other. A's train 1 was traveling 12 miles an hour, and A's train 3 was traveling at 13.6 miles an hour. Man A sat in the front. How long will it take to fill the back?
That one is Camella by Jeffrey Landers, and the one before, Godley and Cream, a song called The Problem. It's off their album Ism. And Joe, I have another question for you from the chat room that people asked.
Sure.
There's a few, actually. Which one will I go for? So someone wants to know about your enjoyment. Apparently you're a big fan of walking in cemeteries in the day.
Yeah.
And have you sampled some of the ones? We've got 7 great ones in London.
I know how to decide. I've got less than 7 days here left, so I gotta be careful. Is there one that you'd recommend?
Well, what is your sort of main criteria?
For cemeteries, I don't know. I guess it's nice when they have a particular feel. I don't care so much who's in there as much as the surroundings. There's a really nice one in Pittsburgh that had some nice rolling hills and a pond in it. That was a lovely experience. And I hope I didn't oversell myself as a cemetery guy. I'm not hanging out there all the time. But it's just a pleasant and a quiet place to take a stroll.
Okay, in that case, we've got Karl Marx.
It starts with an H, but I can't.
Highgate.
Is that the one to go to?
No.
What's your number one London cemetery?
The number one is Nunhead Cemetery.
Nunhead?
Yeah, without revealing your exact location, roughly what area of London are you staying in?
Was that big spiral building?
The London Eye?
No, it's kind of near the London Eye. That big one that kind of turns and it's like a cone, like a glass pine cone.
Oh, the Gherkin?
Yeah, I'm in the top floor of that.
No, you're not.
Yeah, they put up every comedian that comes through London at the top of the Gherkin.
Okay, well, you can...
Like, you gotta either stay here or... Yeah, in the apartment above Parliament. Your choice, and I chose Gherkin this time.
Good choice.
Thanks, yeah.
Then you can easily get to Nunhead Cemetery.
Okay, so it's in central London?
It's in southeast London. It's
okay.
But you can get an easy train there from London Bridge, not too far from the Gherkin.
Nice.
It's just very overgrown.
That sounds like in an intentional way, or just nobody takes care of it?
I think the latter. Yeah, I think it's been a bit neglected.
That's kind of fun. I should have brought my lawnmower from the United States, put it on the plane.
So then a happy afternoon in Nunhead.
Yeah.
It's my definitely my top tip.
Okay,
yeah.
That sounds nice. And any notable figures there?
Not that I know of. I don't think anyone famous is in it, actually. I think it's just normies.
That's great. That's even better.
Okay, good. You're a man of the people.
Yeah. Just all the London normies go to know.
Well, actually, it's a very hip place.
Yeah.
A lot of dates.
Really?
Yeah, it's a very sort of, I don't know, are you familiar with the sort of like London hipster vibe?
I guess as much as is it different than New York hipster vibe?
Good question. Yeah, I would say it's slightly different.
Okay.
It's a bit more, do you see my shoes?
Yeah.
It's this sort of vibe.
I've noticed the Solomons are very, very popular with the stylish people here.
Everyone likes to pretend that they're going hiking in Wales.
It's hard to argue with comfortable waterproof shoes, that's nice. When fashion takes that direction, it's hard to argue with.
That's what I'm thinking. The arch support in these trainers is unlike any arch support I've ever experienced before.
They live up to the hype.
Totally. It's good for your back.
Huh. And yeah, no,
and no laces.
That's nice. I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, it's like a sort of pulley thing. You yank on it and then tuck it under the bit at the beginning. Sometimes you trip over them a bit if you don't tuck it in. But
yeah. And how about durability? Are they going to last for a while if we spend that kind of money on?
It remains to be seen.
Okay.
So far, they're holding up pretty good. This bit here, that bit, back of it,
yeah,
slightly coming away on the inside.
Okay.
But other than that, they've held up.
Nice.
How about yours? Good. Maybe you could describe for the listeners what you got on.
I got a pair of light gray Brooks running sneakers. I usually wear running sneakers around. They're very comfortable. Sorry to do brand promotion. especially because I think Brooks is owned by Warren Buffett's company. And he got enough money already. But no, they're comfortable and great for walking around, and I feel they're nice enough to wear on stage. So I don't know. I'm a huge fan of running sneakers and hiking shoes.
Best thing you can wear.
Yeah.
You'll fit right in Nunhead. Everybody's wearing them. It's really a strange thing. There's a lot of dates, a lot of sort of people meeting for the first time via Hinge and that sort of thing.
Really?
Yeah, so it's fun people watching.
And it's not intimidating to say, meet me in the cemetery.
Oh, they say, yeah, I was there last week.
On a different date?
Yeah.
I guess it's a free date.
Exactly.
Can you bring booze in there and walk around?
Probably, but I don't know if I personally would. There's parts of it that are more overgrown and the graves are sort of 200 years old. They're long, non-visited and sort of really mossy and grown over.
Yeah.
So that bit you probably could. But you've got a good view of St. Paul's Cathedral.
Oh, that's nice. And okay, question. If you're on a date in Nun's Head and somebody knows a lot about the history of it, are you impressed? Or are you concerned that they've been going on lots of dates and have kind of come up with their own walking tour?
That's a dead giveaway of a player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they're like, I don't know what this guy did, or this, they're just saying dumb stuff about the Stones, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Fresh out of a relationship.
Exactly. Vulnerable.
Yeah.
Let's get into another one of your song selections. Maybe you could tell the listeners a bit about what this one is.
This one is called Hank by Friendship. I figured it'd be good to do another upbeat, more in one. I did the music video for it about this time last year. And it's just I really like these guys' music. Michael Cormier O'Leary, who did the score for the Miami episode of my podcast, is in this group. But it's just a good, solid, fun song about a tool not working. So
perfect. Say no more.
Yeah.
Great subject matter.
touch me. Our love has no meaning. I'm trying hard to understand, but my mind is screaming. Don't love you anymore, baby. Don't love you anymore, no, don't love you anymore, darling. Don't love you anymore now. Everything has gone right in our life together. You asked me only yesterday. I say our love, it was forever. Now I'm here with you, and our love it must sever. I wish I could turn that clock, but my mind says never. Don't love you anymore, baby. Don't love you anymore, no, 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 don't love you anymore, darling. Don't love you anymore, no. Now I know that I must seem so careless and unfeeling, but I can't help myself with all these thoughts that are revealing. Now what else can I do? Our love's lost its feeling. It's not very easy when your whole soul is reeling in. Don't love you anymore, baby. Don't love you anymore, no, 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 don't love you anymore.
This one is I Don't Love You Anymore. It's by The Reals. The one before, can't remember what I played. Oh, China Crisis, Bigger the Punch I'm Feeling. We're coming into the last sort of 15 minutes or so of the show. If you've just tuned in, joined by comedian Joe Pera today. And I've got some more questions from the chat room for you, Joe, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Someone wants to know about your favoured pizza toppings. Classic question.
I do like I like green peppers, onions, and sausage is probably my favorite pie.
What about sweet corn?
Sweet corn?
This came up yesterday on the show.
The listener's sick.
Thank you.
You
You got the right answer.
Okay, yeah. Who's trying to pull that one? I don't know. Is that becoming more popular?
No, I don't think it is at all. But someone is having it.
Yeah, they're wrong. There's not that many wrong pizza toppings, but that sounds like put corn on a salad, leave it on the cob. There's all sorts of things you could do with corn. Just I don't know. Corn and okay. Sorry, that pissed me off.
Let's try another one. What about tuna?
No. Why?
I don't know. I'm just seeing what the limits to which I can push you.
Yeah, no, this is too strong. There's other combos for tuna, I think. I don't know.
What's your favorite?
Just a great tuna sandwich, tuna steak on the grill. They have tuna sushi. I don't know. I just know that there's it feels like that's crossing a line too. I guess maybe I'm thinking about it with red sauce and is that what they intend?
Yeah, I think they mean like canned tuna just open the can, sprinkle the tuna on the pizza.
So you'd have a perfectly good pizza, and then you spread a can of tuna on it?
And sweet corn, apparently.
All right, I don't want to be negative, but you guys are out of control.
Oh, that's England.
What else are you putting on pizza?
Oh, anything.
Really?
Yeah, and I've had a kebab on a pizza before. Like kebab meat on a pizza.
Are people trying to... are they trying to get creative with that? Or are they just trying to, like, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. They're pushing the boundaries of food.
Yeah. I guess chicken on a pizza, but is it like shawarma?
Yeah, it's like, in a kebab shop, when it's like the meat on a pole that rotates like that.
Yeah.
You saw down the meat, sprinkle it on the pizza.
Oh, I don't know.
I had that in Italy, actually.
I wonder if they went through a phase of trying different stuff out on pizza, but it feels like they've matured to the conclusion that you don't need much, just really good cheese and sauce, a little bit of basil or herbs, and then that's it. Maybe one type of meat. Just keep it simple.
Agreed.
Sorry.
Have you sampled any English delights while you're here?
Oh yeah, I had really good fish and chips. I'm trying to do a hat trick of roasts. I've been here for 3 Sundays. I got 2 in a row.
And what did you have?
Beef.
Both times?
Both times.
No chicken?
Should I switch it up and do chicken?
I favour a roast chicken, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I should try something else.
Give a chicken a go.
So good, the beef with the gravy
and the Yorkshire pudding.
Kind of, it's a perfect combo.
It's kind of a winner.
Yeah, I don't know. People make fun of British cuisine sometimes, but I think it's like a pretty perfect meal that I don't know. You don't see it that much in the around the world, and I feel probably because people screw it up real easily, right?
Yeah, put sweet corn on it.
On your roast? Oh, I don't know.
What about baked beans?
Baked beans? I do enjoy them. I've had them with the breakfast. It's good, and it balances out with the eggs and stuff. But I will agree to the criticism that sometimes they're a touch too sweet. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. For an American, you have a favourable opinion of the baked bean.
I like baked beans a lot. Yeah, it's just something. I don't know. I gotta retrain my palate because we get usually like kind of smoky barbecue flavor with the baked beans, and this is something different. It's more like a
sugary bean.
Yeah, it's a little hard to wrap my head around. It's almost like you're serving it as like the sweet on the side of like it's supposed to be a treat, but it's like
it is a treat.
How about a pancake on the side? Or sorry.
Or a pancake with a baked bean.
Would you do that?
Personally, yes, I would actually. Because for me, a pancake is like not that far away from a Yorkshire pudding, and I would have a Yorkshire pudding with a bean.
Yeah.
So you laugh, but I was completely serious in that moment.
I'll have to give it a shot. It doesn't sound nearly as crazy as that other stuff as tuna or corn on pizza.
It's suddenly becoming more apparent how we got to the sweet corn on the pizza thing, if you're mixing it up.
Yeah. Well, you got the Australians in the kitchen or something here?
Oh, goodness. Let's have a couple more. This one, Derondo, Listen to My Song. right, that one, Dorondo, listen to my song. And we're in the last 5 minutes, so I guess it's probably time to sign out and say goodbye and say thank you for listening. And say thank you so much, Joe, for coming on.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I got a few more shows on Thursday and Friday night at the Soho Theater if you're interested. And yeah, if you need help falling asleep, check out my podcast, Drifting Off with Joe Pera. I'll break the news. Juliana Barwick is doing the score for this month.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very exciting. And I guess it's the first music she said she's recorded in a year. So it was like, we got to make it really good to live up to her music. So yeah, I'm going to be working on it today, and it'll come out the first Sunday of the month like the rest of them have. And there's 3 out on YouTube and on podcast places so far.
3 hours?
No, 3 out so far.
3 out. Sorry, I thought you said 3 hours. Yeah. I thought, bloody hell.
Yeah, we do an 8-hour version. We release Ryan Dan from Holland Pan Public Library does a full score for at least an hour, and then we loop it for the full 8 for a full night's sleep. And but we did. Dan Deacon did the last one for video games. Michael Cormier O'Leary did one for. The one before that, and now, Juliana Barwick's doing this one, which I think is going to be about Ireland.
Oh, lovely.
Sorry, no, that's you guys are I don't know.
What, you think we're not friends with Ireland?
It's nice. Ireland in the springtime was very nice, and I kind of just wrote it. I did some recordings from around the island, and
beautiful.
Want to share them. Yeah, so I thought it'd be a fun experience for before bed.
That sounds wonderful. I've not actually tried to sleep to your stuff. I do have trouble though, so I'll put my mouth guard in and get the podcast on.
If you don't fall asleep, it's at least, hopefully relaxing enough to get you close. Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah. So thanks for letting me, I don't know, thanks for having me on. This has been very nice.
It's been fabulous to have you. You're my first comedian I've had on.
Really?
Yep. Unless you count, people who are just funny. But yeah, you're my first professional comedian.
Wow, I'm honored. Thank you very much, Flo.
Thank you, Joe. Let's go out on this one. It's Losing True by the Roaches. Keep it NTS for the next couple. Arno's in the building for Soup to Nuts today, and I'll be back next week. Thanks everyone for listening and for your lovely questions and vibes in the chat room. And thank you, Joe. Go see him at Soho Theatre. Ciao, Bellas. Bye-bye.
This is NTS and radio.